This is a new change within the IFGL structure. Tell me about it and tell me how it all fits in with yourself.
Well, it's actually been in training or in planning, if you like, for quite a long time. I mean, if you go back, I mean, you've followed us for a long time. We were a much smaller organization and we had a smaller management team. So as we grow, whether through acquisition or organic growth, or both, I think we've been conscious that we needed to strengthen the management team where appropriate and get more resilience into it as well. As we're bigger, obviously we matter more to the island, we matter more to our industry. So if something happens, it matters more, so more visible. So I think hopefully you will agree we've strengthened the management team. So we brought in Suan in, for example, as Group Risk Director. We brought in Summer Barwell as Marketing Director, who you know well. And all that's happened over recent years. So we've got that extra strength. But we were always conscious that the group relied on quite a few individuals at the core as well. So we only had one experienced actuary. We only had one experienced finance guy. And we only had one person with general manager experience, which was me. And I think there was going to come a time where that wasn't quite enough. And you know, if I was hit by a bus, or Mike Crellin, the finance director, was hit by a bus, where was the automatic person say, don't worry, this person will assume the mantle and everything will carry on for a while until we sort of assess what we want to do. So partly the extra resilience, partly that we're bigger. We had in mind this for quite some time, is that Mike would become managing director. And I'll come back to what that means in a minute. That would allow Alistair to move up from actuary to finance director, and Donald to come in as chief actuary and eventually appointed actuary. So this is, Donald joined us 18 months ago now, 2 years ago. So this has always been what we wanted to do, but it was always rather dependent on the Friends Provident completion and then reviewing how we worked. And obviously slightly brought to a head by COVID, because I haven't been to the island for 11 months. So that means that if somebody's hit by a bus, God forbid, you know, so if I'm hit by a bus, Mike will have general management experience and say, okay, Mike can just pick up the reins and manage the business. And then the shareholders can decide if they want to do something different, but they don't have to worry overnight. Similarly, Alistair become finance director, so we've got two experienced finance people, and Alistair and Mike. Similarly, Donald is actuary, we've got two experienced actuaries, Alistair and Donald. So it's at one level, it's always been the plan, slightly boring. There's no major melodrama attached to it, and it's quite obvious. And we're now a 20 billion asset company, and we just need more resilience in the management team. It's also the case that I haven't been able to get to the island 11 months, and that's not good for a company that is avowedly and proudly Isle of Man based. And so it brought to a head what I think we were going to do anyway, is that allows Mike to get more visible in saying, I'm managing that whole operational bit of the business that's Isle of Man based. So everything to do with finance, operations, IT, investment dealing, everything like that will fall under Mike's day-to-day control. He'll still report to me. I'll still chair the executive committee. But basically, I'm leaving more and more of that day-to-day management to him, which is important, given we're a much bigger company. He's also Isle of Man based. I mean, he's very Manx. Generations, there are hills named after him, Mike's family, on the Isle of Man. And he used to race the TT. So he is, you know, Manx blood through and through. And he's based and lived always on the Isle of Man, except when he was in the Merchant Navy. So it is, I think it makes us a safer, stronger, more resilient organization. It also makes it very clear to everyone that we see the Isle of Man as our hub, which we do, and that hub is under the general management control of Mike, which means I don't have to get so involved day to day in some of that stuff, which is useful because I can't actually go there. As you know, I go every week in normal world, whatever normal world is. So that is what's behind all of that. I will still chair the executive committee. I'm not stepping back from business, nothing like that at all. And I'll still keep overarching control of all what I call the market-facing stuff. So the people you also know, Simon Barwell, Simon Pack, all the governance stuff I'm just doing, that will all continue to report to me. So reality is for advisors, they probably won't notice much difference day to day, I hope. And so, but it makes us a more resilient, stronger management team with a clear focus on making sure that the Isle of Man hub really operates smoothly and hopefully no gaps to be seen.